Okay, so take the bird off my board. What I'm going to do first is I want to start with the dark meat. So I'm going to cut down here and cut the legs. Okay, now we're going to cut, you know, there's a joint right in here. We just come in, bring the leg back, and there's our joint right here, and just cut right through it, and there's our leg, okay? Remember all that nice garlic that's in there? Might see some of it coming out. I just cut down the leg, get that meat off. Look at that, nice skin, everything looking great. Okay, when you cut a turkey, I like to keep as much attached, in other words, the skin and all like that. I also like it to cool down a bit, okay? Just gonna put this right in here. If you cut it too hot, even after it's rested for 20 minutes, it's still gonna be pretty hot. If you cut it when it's really too hot, what ends up happening is you get a lot of stuff that kind of falls out. Now, you got a lot of these sinews in the leg, so I just kind of cut around them and cut the meat around them and get them out. Okay, and that's it. Now, the good thing is that these bones, remember, from cold foods, you got there's no antibiotic and stuff like that. So these bones and the frame and all like that, when you're done, they're great for a stock, for a soup. You still can get a bit of flavor out of those things, you know. Don't say, you know, this is it, it's done. We're going to throw that away, okay? So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to put that aside. Now we've got the thigh. It's a lot of meat on the thigh. Let me show you a quick trip. By the way, look at this, nice and tender. The part that went over the fence last, you know, that breaks right off. Put that in there. A lot of people like that, okay? Now all this stuff, the nice thyme and the lemon, we get rid of that. We don't need that. It was nice in the cavity, gave a lot of aromatic flavor to the bird, but right now we don't need that, okay? I'm going to take this side, the thigh off as well. Just make an incision right in here, okay? And you take and just bend that back. Thigh breaks right off. Look at that. Very nice, okay? Now I'm going to just take my knife, come right along here, start slicing. Look at how moist this is. You know it's moist when you can see all that on the board. I like to cut this into sort of more serving size pieces. We're going to put this in. Now what I do is I put my dark meat on one side and my white meat on the other side for obvious reasons. Some people are dark meat people, some people are white meat people, some people don't care. Me personally, I like them both. And we're just going to carve down here. Now, if you get a little of this meat that's a little underdone on the thigh, which is very possible because we want to keep that breast moist, what's going to happen is when you let this reheat in some gravy, that's going to cook up nice. But fortunately, this guy is really cooked nice, okay? That's an occasional thing that happens where you just take the thigh meat and you put it back in. But when I put it back in, I put it in with some of that, some of those nice drippings so that you've got a really good moist meat there. It doesn't get all dried out. Very important thing to do. Okay, just carve all this off the bone. This is not rocket science, guys. Not that hard. And as you can see, if I could do it, trust me, you can do it. And we're trying to get as much meat off of that bone as we can. It's a nice chunk there. You got this joint here. That's stock. That's going to be chicken stock, or turkey stock actually. Great in rice, by the way. You know, that turkey stock, great to make your rice with, something like that, or flavor up a soup. Okay, everybody talks about chicken soup, but turkey works just as good. You got nice meat right here still on the frame. Okay, right in here, there's a beautiful piece of meat that comes right down in this part. And this is a really tender, sweet piece of meat right in here, this part of the frame. I love that. Whether both in a turkey and a chicken. Okay, and we're going to just take that. This is kind of some of this meat from the back. Right there, and now we're just going to rotate that off. There's our back. I don't like any of the meat to go to waste. That's just me, okay? That's for our stock. And look at this right in here. This is so moist. So moist and good. And I'm not just saying that because I cooked this. I'm saying it because it's also this wonderful turkey. It's probably one of the best tasting turkeys I've ever had. It's the turkey from Cold Foods. Now we're just gonna cut up this other thigh in here. Again, come right down here. Got our leg. Break it open. Cuts right down. And we're just gonna cut that off. Look at that. This is sandwich material, I'm telling you, sandwich material. Take some of this with my cranberry Cosmo sauce, which the recipe I got posted, there's a link around here somewhere for that. Okay, so that takes care of the thigh. Both thighs, actually, both legs. Nice cut up right in here, and that's all that nice garlic that we had before, bam, right in there. Now, we're gonna look at the breast. Now, with the turkey breast, I like to do two things. First off, I like to take the wings off right away. When you take the wings off, you want to cut it close to the wing, not close to the breast, so that you leave more meat on the breast itself. Now the wing has actually got a lot of really nice tender meat on it. So this is really an easy thing to do. Now some people just like to leave these whole, so I'm going to leave these whole, and you could always cut them later. It just makes a nice, it's a nice snack sometimes. People underestimate that. Everybody talks about, want to have a turkey leg. Turkey leg's got all that sinew in it. It's a little tough sometimes to chew on for me. But these turkey wings, forever. Very nice stuff. Okay, now our turkey breast. This is the pièce de résistance. There's lots of different ways to cut this. I like to make an incision, sort of right down the middle, right along the breastbone right here. And you can see it starts to separate. Just come right in there. Okay, and we're gonna just tip of our knife, come along, cut things down and out. Okay, and it's really, really moist. This is really, really happening. Okay, I like to just kind of come in, peel that off. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty with this, but just watch your hands and the tip of your knife, because you don't want them to meet. Trust me, been there, done that, and not pretty. Okay, so the breast comes right off of there. You still got a little bit of meat on the frame, which you can just kind of take off this way, and you put it in here. Now I'm going to use the white meat here. This breast here, I'm going to leave right on the frame, put it here, because generally speaking, this is going to be enough. This is going to be enough, and we don't want to overcut it, because when you overcut it, it makes it a little bit tough. Now, just slice right down this way, right against the grain. Look at that meat. Oh, man. This is the thing sandwiches are made out of. This beautiful white meat turkey. It's just wow. And the moisture that's in this bird. Wow, and it's only going to get better because we're going to put some of this great drippings that are flavored with our oranges and lemons and limes and garlic and thyme and everything else like that right in there. A little piece of that skin for those that like that. And that's it. We just kind of carve